Hey Trackies, welcome back to another video here on TXT Track Time. Yes, it's 2024, and of course, as I said, I'm back and I'm ready to drop some bangers. Now, I have quite a few topics that I've been sitting on for weeks, Trackies, to discuss. But yeah, I'm ready to start delving into some stuff, some more stuff. And of course, it wouldn't be tea if I wasn't stirring up the pot. And of course, I'm going to stir up the pot some more in this particular video. What would I be without the mess? Child, I don't know. It's sports commentary, right? You're here to enjoy the conversation, right? So anyway, track is I'll be staying on, some next here in 2024 and holding people accountable for their actions, even myself. Whatever I blunder, y'all hold me accountable, in the comment section. Now, with that said, track is y'all know this big story of 2023 was that, or at least the end of the year was Elaine Thompson Hera and Shaniki Osborne splitting. That coaching setup did not work out, and it left a lot of people shocked, including myself, like what was going on, but then later on, the full story came out and I'm like, oh, this is a situation, and they both moved on, went their separate ways. However, I've done a few videos covering the topic, and also other content creators have also done other videos, their own videos, sorry, I should say, covering the topic. And one particular person, Oral Tracy, he was the first one to drop the story as it relates to details, the inside details as it relates to what is going on with the split. Now, of course, RZR was the first person to, or the first news agency to report that there was a split. And of course, subsequent to that, I was like, you know what? I don't know what's going on. I hope they can work it out. That was me dropping my video. And then Oral Tracy came up with a video saying, hey, I got the inside tea. So he has the inside tea, and he, talked about what was really going on. And at the time, clearly we didn't know whose perspective Oral Tracy was giving. He was just giving a perspective as it relates to what was going on behind the scenes. Now track is he did a video, the I guess the last one, covering the particular topic, that he feels bad for Shaniki Osborne, and that this is a, big missed opportunity for her, and of course she is missing out. So I said to myself, isn't this interesting? Because track is, I don't know if some of y'all remember again how this entire sequence of events transpired. But one, you had RGR releasing their article saying, "Hey, there's been a split." All right, and then you had content creators like myself and a few others saying, "Oh my God," reacting to the news. And then Oral Tracy came up with a video detailing now what transpired, and as such, Elaine Thompson Hera's team responded to his claim, saying, "Oh, that's not what happened." And by that time, of course, we would know whose side of the story Oral Tracy was delivering. Clearly, it was Shaniki Osborne's side of the story. So I'm thinking, and I'm like, so Oral, if you like say you have some part to, some blame to take in, this and this breakdown as far as I'm concerned in negotiation. I definitely think he has, some blame in the scenario or in the situation, because think about it, Trackies. As I said, he came out detailing, what transpired, but at the time he detailed what transpired, his account states that they were still trying to work things out. Now, Chuckies, I don't know if you remember, my very first video covering the topic was when, RGR dropped the story. I said, I'm glad Shaniki Osborne turned the media away. I'm glad she said nothing to the media, because, again, you don't want the media to get into things and mess things up, right? You don't want them to mess up something that could potentially work. So I'm glad she said nothing to them and she chased them away. But apparently she did done, leak the information allegedly to Oral Tracy. Now, it's her side of the story. I don't know if she's the one that told Oral Tracy, but someone from her camp surrounding her would have told Oral Tracy, that version, or that account of what happened, right? So with that said, track is, here we are. again with oral Tracy saying, hey, he feels bad. But I'm like, listen, at the end of the day, you were I'm told information sometimes, Shakis, as it relates to what's going on with athletes. Some things you don't say. Some things you wait to see if the athlete wants to talk about it ever in the future. If they don't, then it's done and dusted. Some things just never ever will come out to the public ever. And that's just part of the game. So at the time when the news story broke, where they were, if Elaine Thompson Hira and Shaniki Osborne were indeed still potentially negotiating, as Oral Tracy himself stated in that first video, then it was not the time for him to say anything, right? I do not believe it was a time for him to say anything, because why? I can't be negotiating with you because, again, I always talk about the trust these athletes need to have in their coaches. And it's part of the reason why I said there's no way I'm going to believe that Ronaldo Walcott is training Elaine Thompson here and Shelly-Ann Fraser Price did not know before the rest of the team. Meaning, because I believe they said maybe the Monday morning is when Ronaldo Walcott brought the story to the rest of the camp. But I'm like, even if he brought the story to the rest of the camp the Monday morning, I still believe Shelly-Ann Fraser Price knew beforehand and had to be like, okay, I accept this, and this is how we're going to progress. I do not believe that my coach is going to go behind my back and, go start training someone that I clearly don't get along with, right? So again, I believe that there's a certain level of trust that you have to have with your coach. So with that said, track is when that the story got dropped, right? Or when he released that story, what do you think is going to happen with the trust I have in you? I'm not going to be trusting you. We all know what happened with Elaine Thompson here and that, letter that was supposedly just released to the public, that I guess the cleaner, divulged to the rest of the public, letting them know, right, that she was planning on leaving MVP, potentially again destroying the negotiations that she was in with Puma. Here we are, here again, we're in negotiations, and this information comes to light. How am I going to trust you going forward? So even if there was a chance, even if there was a tiny, tiny, tiny chance for these two persons to go forward with a working relationship, one being coach and the other being athlete, the mere fact that you release this information to the public means that I can no longer trust you. Now, don't get me wrong. During Darren Harrah's account of what transpired, clearly the trust for her broke down when she also went on, and by she I mean Shaniki Osborne went on and said, okay, Elaine, don't come to training anymore, right? I think that particular part where he talked about, clearly he said, listen, you're not thinking about the athlete clearly, so we can't continue along these lines. But I am believing also that, listen, releasing this information that didn't need to be released. The information didn't need to be released. We didn't need to know. Who all upon negotiation are going and we don't know. I just feel like because it's Elaine Thompson here, of course, this information becomes salacious and a trending topic, right? So of course you're gonna, make bread talking about it, right? So I don't believe though that Oral Tracy should have spoken it when he spoke on it. He should have waited for them to just say, yo, it done nothing more. I go on, because remember his first video said that there was still a chance. So working with that, he should have just be mum, right? And until everything was just never ever going to work out, then he could have come out and said what he said. Because if Oral Tracy didn't do his video, there would be no need for Elaine Thompson Harrah's team to respond to that video saying that's not what happened. It's because she was requesting an exorbitant sum. There would be no need for all of this extra baga. So one thing literally led to the other, making it a whole mess for Jamaica, which again didn't need to happen. So when he's sitting there, Oral Tracy is sitting there saying, he feels bad for Shaniki Osborne. I'm in the back of my mind thinking, yeah, you feel guilty. You feel like a guilt. In your system, you feel like a guilty. I say, you know what? My conscience are bad on me. My conscience are bad on me. I shouldn't have come out and say what I said when I said it. I should have just it. I think his conscience is bothering him, and I definitely think he, played some kind of part in the breakdown of the so-called negotiations that were still going on at the time he, did his recording. But anyway, track is sound off in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. Yes, I'm messy. And yes, I'm going to be staying on everybody's necks in 2024. Trackies, what do you think? Do you think Oral Tracy, should take any of the blame? Or do you think, everything was already done and dusted? There was nothing that would have changed regardless whether or not he, did his video, yes or no? Like the video, of course. And of course, subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.